All right, Stellaris time, y'all. Let's research. Oh yeah, right. We had just made first contact with the beta aliens. Of course, we are the alphas to their beta. I don't know. Like that joke really fell flat. But we do have some delicious looking worlds over here. Not really. But we have a world over here that's quite large compared to this puny size 10 world. So we might be heading in that direction. I don't know. Let's unpause and see what's going on. As for right, I guess I was waiting to scan. Did I queue this up? I did. Okay, we'll see what the envoy comes up with. It's kind of interesting. Like I do like the first contact stuff. Like I said, I've seen a little bit of it off camera. It's kind of cool. Like you can do first contact wars. Like accidents can happen. Like your envoy can say something terrible. On that kind of stuff. So it's a cool system. It adds a little story and a little extra flavor to the very early game, which is good. Ooh, here's our first event: mysterious spacefarers. We are still gathering data on the alien spacecraft that was reported in the Drisk system. As this vessel is an emissary of okay, mummy pilot. Okay, give me that society. Give me that delicious society research. Oh no, I just realized. I'm gonna have to like pause and read all this stuff out because it's all brand new and people want to know. And my throat is parched, so that's a great combination. Let's see. If this vessel is an emissary of a previously unknown alien civilization, as seems likely, we must determine if they go with the grace of the spirits or if they are agents of wickedness. Ooh, heresy. My first step will be to divine their language and the nature of their belief system. Okay then. Let's nab some for closer investigation. Now, this is a little bit frustrating. A non-military beta aliens vessel within sensor range. Okay, so they only give you this if you have like a. Basically, I don't like that you can't just do this no matter what. It has a weird requirement. Because it seems like, well, if you really wanted to do this, you would try to set it up. Anyway, you wouldn't need to just happen to have a science ship in your territory. You would actually actively go out and try to grab them yourself. But apparently you have to be passive and hope that it's weird game design, right? It's weird game design. I'm calling it what it is because you can't actively make a decision here for what feels like an active event, right? You have to just passively hope that this pops when you happen to have a science ship from the enemy aliens in your territory. If not, you can't do it. And so we can't do it. Just keep at it because we just don't get this option. I think that's dumb. They'll probably change it at some point, if I'm being honest. Just because it really doesn't feel like a good way to do this event at all. But c'est la vie. Stellaris always seems to have like weird little things like this in the first release of an update, but then they'll patch out later. And I feel like, in fact, I'm going to call it now. I'm going to call it right here, right now. I think they are going to patch this so that you can just do it no matter what. I think they're going to get rid of this whole weird requires a non-military beta aliens vessel within sensor range, because it's weird, right? Like it basically means this event you would only be able to do if you were immediately next to the alien empire, but that doesn't seem like something that would actually be the case in real life. Anyway, keep at it because we have no other options because that thing is weird. Can we build anything useful on this planet? Let's see. Food-wise, God, food is annoying if I'm being honest. Like, well, we got +2 now, but food does get very annoying. Same with, I don't like what they've done with reversing like the housing and the clerk jobs, and some of this stuff feels It's just different, and I don't like it. But no, it's just like some of the stuff they've changed it in ways that doesn't make much sense to me. Like, okay, the industrial district does make a little bit of sense in the sense of, sure, you do want more artesian jobs, metallurgist jobs, housing. I like that balance. What doesn't make sense is keeping this, but then making it so that you can't spam the alloys. Like, what does this do for me? I mean, I'll just keep building these instead. If I want alloys, what's the point of this? It doesn't give me housing. This one does. These two buildings are superfluous now. Which, it feels... And, okay, they made a plant limit of 1, but why even have them anymore? They feel silly. Anyway. Some of it, I really do think they're going to have to do some tweaking because it's odd. Anyway, let's get a holo theater because we need entertainers. People are desperate for some entertainment because our planet is dying, I guess. So, I don't know. I feel like if the Earth was about to be destroyed, people wouldn't be begging to see the latest movie. Maybe they would, though. I don't know. Maybe if it was a movie that you've been waiting for a long time, but... I don't know, people respond to fear in different ways. For instance, death cults. Yay. Death cults, yay. Let's up the speed a little bit, too, because I want to get stuff done today. I do feel like I'm glad that we did the restart, just to get the Zroni events and everything. I'm a little bit less happy with it. Feels like the first episode I put out kind of pointless because we didn't end up continuing it. But I don't know. I want to get an episode out. Like, I had made the mistake of not having the right ship set. There's a whole bunch of reasons why I stand by my choice there. Now let me. Gosh, it's early game and I'm all over the place as is tradition. Right, I don't think I've gotten any science yet. What did I research? Nothing. Okay, I'm about to get my first research finish. Wow. We're already like an hour into the series. I think that's the issue, you know. It's like, it's awkward to be... It feels like this is episode 1 and the first was episode 0. But
System survey
it's fine.
complete.
Yeah, no one's like... I don't think anyone's truly too distraught. So... We'll get this plant. It might become our capital, or it might be a good, like, fort world. I don't know. It's kind of tough, right? Because if I want my capital to be big, I want, like, a lot of building slots. Capitals they have all these extra special buildings. So you don't want size 10 because you're not going to get all your good stuff going on. So this, size-wise, makes sense as a capital, but position-wise is pretty bad because 1, 2, 3, it would reach to here, whereas I would love to have this in like the I guess I'm hoping that, I don't know, we have a plant here or something. That would be 1, 2, 3. Now there's really no good position for capital in our starting area besides our actual starting world, but that's part of the challenge of this is figuring out, well, okay, where do we get our capital? Our sectors are going to be all wonky because we had to move it off of Casada, all that. So, or Kazan, I guess. We'll figure it out. Let's see, cargo pod. Yeah, sure, research. Right. So society management, we have cheaper ships, faster build speed. Let's start getting a fleet because fleets are delicious and I want them. Whoop. Now, I thought about what we were going to do. Oh, wait, I already made one. What did I go with? Right, I did this because we want coil guns for the endgame crisis. And I'm going to, like, you know, some people are going to be like, well, that feels like cheating because you shouldn't know. But guess what? I can pick it nowadays. So this isn't cheating. This is, I know what the endgame crisis is going to be, and I'm going to plan for it appropriately. So we're focusing on mass drivers and torpedoes and missiles. And I think that's going to be like a big component of our fleet. Plus, it's kind of fun because we went more energy weapons last time. So this feels like just kind of a more unique, kind of new thing. Man, like I'm looking at this ship model. I'm wondering if I ever want to attempt to do like a mod. Like I know I'm kind of like, oh, we can't do mods, but I don't mind visual mods so much. I don't like mods that mess with the gameplay because they tend to, I explained this once before, but if you're new to the channel, mods that have something that changes gameplay, like 90% of my experience with them is the mod maker, he or she like desperately wants you to play the mod, so they make it too strong intentionally because that makes the mod more attractive and makes you want to actually play it. Like for example, one of the most popular mods in Stellaris, like Giga Structural Engineering or whatever, like it's really cool. Like it's got some awesome little like new additions to the game. Like I love that it has like a whole new story, right? That's fantastic. I like when mods add to the story. But from what I've seen of it, it basically makes it Stellaris into a sandbox game because you get tons of these very advanced, very powerful megastructures that the AI doesn't seem to build much of. And so, that's a tricky thing about a lot of mods that change actual game play because they tend to, and it's not really the mod maker's fault. I mean, you naturally want your mod to be attractive and all that. Like, I don't blame them for it. I just think, it does kind of change things and sometimes makes it too easy for the player. But visual mods, on the other hand, that's not affecting gameplay. So if it's like a really nice visual mod, maybe we give it a go. Now, I know how to do 3D stuff. And I've been meaning, so I know Maya, but because I am not gainfully employed and I can't afford the $10,000 subscription fee for Maya because AutoCAD and Autodesk and all that, like, oh god, their business model is atrocious. Don't get me started. Like, they should have switched to a very cheap subscription model ages and ages ago. Instead, they insist on this, like, it's still a subscription model, but you have to pay as if you are a professional business owner. And that's why Maya is not going to be the future. Like, literally, that's why that Autodesk is shooting themselves in the foot. Because people who want to learn 3D modeling are going to Blender. Blender's freeware, and it's, it does almost everything Maya can do. So why, if I wanted to learn, and I don't have like a school account with Maya, or I'm not working at a professional on a professional level, and I can't get access to Maya, why would I ever bother with Maya? Like, I can either do. There's lots of like free 3D software nowadays. Like, I mentioned Blender. There's a Sketchbook. I want to say, like, I used the program twice. It's a little bit, that one I don't like so much. Google has one though. Like, free 3D modeling software exists, and it's just as robust, I'd say, as Maya, except in a few things. In like some animations, Maya's better at. Like, if you want to do cloth animation, I would still say go with Maya. As for 3D software, but if you want to do like kind of blocky, like this kind of 3D modeling, where it's just kind of like you're just basically taking a lump and doing bevels and extrudes and stuff. Like this, I'm looking at it. This is a very simplistic design. And I'm kind of like, I've been eyeballing, I've applied to Paradox several times, but they want people with like minimum 5 years experience, which I'm just out of school and I don't have. So yeah, but I've been eyeballing some of their latest sort of designs. Like, if you look at this one too, and this is very basic shapes. I mean, it looks great. Like, one thing that you learn in 3D modeling is you really want to get a really nice variation of shape. It's called economy in 3D modeling. The idea is that you want a nice variation of shape because psychologically that's more appealing. But at the same time, you want to like minimize the amount of polygons that you're using. That's kind of that philosophy is sort of fading in some ways, because we're getting better and better at rendering polygons. Like if you've seen the latest Unreal Engine 5, oh my god, like everybody's like, yeah, there's 20 million triangles on this image and no lag. We just wrote the software a little bit better. You know, that kind of thing. It's like it's becoming possible that you can be less economic with 3D modeling, but not always. And what are some fringe cases? Well, grand strategy like this, where you have, you know, maybe a couple thousand, maybe even like more than a couple thousand models on the screen at one time. You have to be very economic with your models in that case. Especially like in Stellaris, I mean, even the projectiles have 3D modeling to them. I think the missiles are actually 3D models instead of being sprites, which is kind of impressive in its own way. But so basically, like in big grand strategy RTS games where you're going to have a bunch of mobile objects moving around all on the screen at one time, you have to be economical with your 3D modeling. And like you can see in this model, like if you look at it, it's basically just a little square that they cut little edges in and they've extruded or like pulled in little sections. Like I could probably sit down this afternoon to make this model. I'm not saying it's a bad model because of that, far from it. Like economical models still look great, like this one does, are fantastic. Like that's a really, really impressive feat when you can have something so economical but also so impactful. And it's a great shape language. Like look at this, it's imposing. You've got this right here. This is called a so there's a sinister diagonal, and then there's a what's this diagonal called? Uplifting diagonal, I want to say. Like if you go low to high, moving left to right, Baroque diagonal is what that's called, because during the Baroque period, all the statues point in this direction. Because for whatever reason, at least for Western audiences that read from left to right, that feels very uplifting and imposing and impressive. Whereas if you go with Sinister, which, can I flip this upside down? I can't. But Sinister, where you go the opposite, where it's like going down this way, is nefarious and gives you ill feelings. And it just has to do with the direction you read in. Like if you're Chinese, Japanese, or Arabic, or you read from, or Hebrew, and you read from the right to the left, you feel the opposite. It's weird. It's like a weird, like, psychological thing. Yeah, so like they did a good job with the angles. It's blocky, and blocky shapes are very sturdy, and kind of like big government buildings tend to be big squares, right? Because they're meant to be like forceful, impactful, but not they're neutral in feeling. Like if you had a whole bunch of curves and round shapes, you feel bubbly and warm. Like you see on the cartoon characters a lot, right? The evil characters all have really pointy chins or like super spiky hair, whereas the good guys have like really round faces. It's a similar thing here, right? So we have this very imposing, very blocky, but also very sharp angles as well. So you're getting a mix of like that sharp, dangerous, spiky vibe, along with this round, imposing, imperious vibe. So it works really well with the quote-unquote imperial ship set. But anyway, so we got our thing, and I think I already set up my fleet. Yeah, Jalka. Well, so let's reinforce this. It's going to be expensive alloys-wise. We'll reinforce to 10 to be ready in case we have first contact war, which could happen. You have to build an earlier army these days. But yeah, like I applied for their concept art gig, and they just, they were honest. They said, like, look, kid, you're just out of school. We're looking for someone with a lot more experience, and I understand that. It's tough to get into like the big studios, but I'm still gonna try. So we got rare crystals, very good, and let's see, damage, build cost. This is Starbase upkeep. Great. Let's get that because I might be upgrading a Starbase fairly soon. at this. This might make a good capital city. This might make a very good one. Elusive aliens. Our attempts to learn more about the beta aliens have so far been in vain. While we were easily able to ascertain that they clearly form part of a technologically advanced alien civilization, further facts have proven elusive, as they seem to be going to considerable effort to prevent us and any other eavesdroppers from intercepting any signals from them. How dare they? We have therefore only managed to intercept small fragments of their language so far. However, from the glimpses we have learned, our linguists are confident they're able to decipher their communications. We can just acquire a greater sample size. Oh, hold on. Apologies. Like, I don't know, I'm very, stopped up today, so, my nose. Anyway, so, let's see. However, from the glimpses, blah, 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 more samples. Okay, a proposal has been drawn up for somewhat more aggressive information gathering. Some may call it hacking, but they will surely not take kindly to it should they detect it. It's too risky. No way. The dangers of ignorance are greater. We will attempt to hack into their databanks to find out more about them. If they detect our attempts, they will likely be angered by this course of action. I think, so this is where our, this comes in. We have higher infiltration level. So, I honestly, I have no idea how infiltration works. I haven't read anything about it. I'll read about it for the future, because I feel like I try to stay informed, and I just haven't this time. So I don't know how it works, but I think this gives us an advantage at hacking. However, I do know mechanoids, robot aliens, are better at defending against hacking, which makes sense. If you're a robot, obviously you would be better at, someone's messing with our hive mind programming, that kind of thing. So I don't think these guys are mechanical, though. Let me check. Let me actually look at. Let's cheat. Let's look at their. Yeah, they're some. Oh, crab based. So how am I cheating? Well, I know all these aliens. Except one. There's gonna be a random one out there. This one might actually be a, what you call it? Yeah, I don't remember if this one is in fact it could be a mechanical civilization. I think I have a few, with the... Oh, is this plants, though? I think this is a plant ship set. I was thinking it was the arthropoid ship set. Now I'm thinking it's plants. Well, if it's plants, then I don't think they will actually be very good at hacking. Yeah, that's plants. That's not arthropoids. And you see what I mean about round shapes? So plants, you think... for whatever reason, I don't think of plants usually as being, dangerous. So you get these round, bubbly shapes. And hexagons are also pretty stable shapes. I think this is the plant ship set, I want to say. If I saw the Corvette, I would know. I've never really, played the plant stuff before. But I think that we can attempt this. Okay. Okay. I was not wrong about who these guys were. So, in fact, we will be going in at war with them momentarily, I think. So we're going to need to build up all of our ships as fast as possible. And let's also... Might as well recruit. Remarkable. We'll get the fire rate one. He's probably the best of the bunch. Or she, excuse me. Let's see. New? Let's get the standardized... we're going to need a lot of Corvettes very fast. This is actually a really good get in some levels. But at the same time, we need to be ready. So I already know who these guys are based on their... if we go to contacts... Oh, that's interesting. It doesn't actually show you contacts yet. Because I guess you haven't made proper contact with them. That's kind of cool. I like that. It's like I said. Whoa. Why is everything suddenly? Everyone's so sad. What happened? Did my stability's going up? Oh, everyone jumped ship to become entertainers, and that's costing me resources and stuff. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we'll research this. So that is an issue, man. Yuck. So we'll leave it running. Let me get a little drink in. Archaeology, here we go. Strange crystal. A large crystal has been found inside what we now know to have been the colony's central administrative center. In some way we cannot fully describe, the crystal seems to have wanted to be found and is trying to communicate with us. Perhaps with further study, communication will be possible? Probe it!
System survey
and get me
complete.
physics research. Very good. Okay, so far, I think I need to build another science vessel as well. We're starting to get to that point where we could use it. And still don't have the automatic survey thing, so I'm going to do that though. He's cheap enough. I think we got the, actually no, I think they made science ships a little bit cheaper.
Construction.
Maybe, I don't know, there might be, usually they're 100 alloy, I thought. Is there anything our governor's doing? No. The only other thing it could be, oh god, is maybe it was from this one. Ship build costs reduced by 10%. That's it. Wow. This applies to all ships, even civilian ones. Not that that's especially useful, but it's good knowledge, you know. We need to boost this up higher too. If we go back to fleet. This I want to be all the way up to 20. I'm not going to actually build the ships until we finish this technology though. I am tempted to do a sacrifice at this point because I think we're going to need more minerals and energy and all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's 90 influence, but I think it's worth it. We've expanded in the direction we need to expand, and I don't see any threats to our expansion on this side. So let's try it. Let's see how it goes. It's under not. Wait, what? Slavery prohibited. That's interesting. Purge displacement only. Can I do like? Huh. Allowed robotic workers? But we're super spiritualists. That is weird to me. Maybe they've made it so that spiritualists are, maybe it's just a faction that hates robotic workers. I don't know. Like, I thought it would have already said it to be not allowed based on us being so religious, but we're not doing robots anyway, so that's not even a concern. There's another first contact. Let's see. Well, which of these should we get? Meticulous, because we already have the other two. And I suppose that's fine. We'll get some, perhaps we'll get a little bonus discovery or two out of it. Meticulous is okay. I wouldn't say it's the greatest one, but so the beta aliens. Ooh, I like that artwork. That's very nice. It looks cool. Data delve successful. I knew it would be. We were successfully able to hack into the network systems of the beta aliens and gain access to their databanks for a time. Although our period of access was brief, we were able to make copies of a considerable body of data that should hopefully help us not only swiftly translate their language, but also assess their technological level. Excellent. Yeah, we're almost there. So these guys, they're going to be immediately hostile to us, and we're going to need to get in there and show them what's what. Oh, right. Edicts. Edicts is sacrifice, bounty. Or is there any that increases pop growth? For only 45.
System survey
I
complete.
want that. Sure. A sacrifice made. That's a little better than bounty, I think. If this gave alloy... Oh, pop growth speed plus 5%. Dang it. I should read the whole thing. So what, I guess I got happiness. Happiness we needed too, so... Everyone happy. Yay. Exciting murmurings ripple through the Yokohan Chosen. Pilgrims await at their chosen places of worship, buoyed by an excitement quite at odds with any physical weariness they may have endured. Our society's rituals have been observed and invested in the newly emerged mortal initiates, whose silent procession was met with polite expressions of gratitude. The principal death priest at Kazan led a vigorous sermon calling for the faithful to seize the joy in every moment. As the climatic moment came, each mortal initiate proceeded to a sacrificial chamber. Under rapturous applause, each has met their end now, leaving a legacy and benevolent study. Blessed be the divine. Okay, so that gave us happiness. Maybe not exactly the one I was hoping for now that I think about it, but see, I saw the pop growth, got excited, but it's not actually giving us pop growth. Confusing signals. Our research has been making steady progress, gathering together a large and collection signals. However, as our knowledge of their language has grown, our linguists have become ever more confused. Apparently, they had to reassess their previous working translation several times. They're finding out the meanings they had ascribed to words were, in fact, extremely inaccurate. Seems that the whole outlook of the beta aliens is very different from ours. Far more than we could possibly have imagined. We could clear eventually. It's a bad event. That's no good. Okay, faster research. Ooh, do we want to get colony development speed, blue lasers, or survey speed? This might be one of the cases where I actually want this one, because the sooner we can colonize, the better. Speaking of colonize, we need to get food somehow. This is a frustration. Like, the farmers just don't make the food that I was hoping. Like, if we go here, population. Oh, I guess we're missing 2 farmers, but they make 6 food now. I thought they used to make 15 food, so I don't know. Maybe I'm missing some technologies, or it's just that they're very sad because the planet's dying. I don't know. It's a little frustrating though, because I can never seem to have enough food. And oh, gamma aliens and Cyban. Okay. Cool. Well, we got another envoy, so let's investigate these guys. Difficulty 8. Interesting. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I do like the way that it's changed the game in terms of pace. I think that it's intriguing how they've changed some stuff. Okay, fully surveyed archaeological site. Strange crystal. Oh god, I love the Zroni art. Look how cool that is. Like, awesome. And the little, like, Dr. Seuss trees in the background, and they look badass. I don't, like, they look like little Yoda guys. Anyway, after a great deal of trial and error, a breakthrough has been made. The crystal is some kind of psionic archive, but its records are fragmented. What we know is that this was a colony of the Zroni, a psionically gifted race who discovered a dimension which came to be known as the Shroud. Once the Zroni population reached critical mass, it seemed that their collective unconsciousness minds began to make contact with a proto-shroud in dreams, leading to mass lucid dreaming. The phenomenon was studied, and the Zroni discovered how to psionically project themselves into the Shroud, at which point they also found that they could manipulate the very fabric of reality using their psionic powers. It wasn't long before the Zroni discovered that they could physically enter the Shroud and live like gods, transforming the dimension to suit their whims. The archive's records end there, with no information on what happened to the inhabitants of Keenness 3A. But while there are no answers here, we may have learned of another Zroni colony, which may contain a more complete archive. I do like, so the psychic stuff, like, psychic powers are probably the least likely thing that, there was a time in the 70s where they thought maybe there's something going on with the unconscious beyond, like, regular physics. That's, they call it metaphysics because it deals with constructs beyond, like like what we consider standard physics. And I mean, I'm not going to dismiss it entirely. I don't think we've found much compelling evidence for it, but I also know that we don't really fully understand consciousness. So, until we have a working theory of consciousness, I'll say it's a theory that needs to be proved when it comes to psychic abilities. But, you know, I do like, it gets, Stellaris has like those three kind of unique flavors, right? You can go like full on biology, like weird, like Tyranid type, high mind type stuff. You can go, like I like that they have like genetic extension. They have like turn your people into robots, and they have like the psychic stuff. I think it's a good bit of like, it gives diversity to the game. So you know that's good, but I also think this is at least plausible and to like it's magical thinking with psychic stuff. But we're gonna enjoy it anyway, and this will probably be like one of the few psychic runs I do. But I felt like it fit with a death cult and all that. So anyway, psychic powers, woo, crazy. So we get some artifacts, and look at that. We can research psionic theory right out the get-go. Very cool. Very, very cool. So now Drisk has a new archaeological site. So that is exciting. I'm going to delay that a little bit. The reason why is I suspect the next site will be on Hestur, because they tend to spawn in a certain direction, because it's like little breadcrumbs. And we're going to need to be ready to take on the aliens in here to seize that colony before they can do the archaeology stuff. So I'm going to kind of game that system a bit and just excavate this site instead, the Anyone Home site. Just, you know, to level this guy up a bit, make use of the archaeology bonus he has, while not accidentally putting our progression in the hands of a potentially dangerous alien rival. So, meanwhile, we'll continue to expand and all that good stuff. So I might actually call this episode a little bit earlier than usual. The reason why is my throat. I guess that communications establishes. This might be a good. Hold on. If I'm gonna read, I'm gonna drink a little water. Yeah, part of it is I don't know. Pollen season is still okay. Yeah, sure. Research that. Pause, please. Pollen season is still going really strong out here. It's been like almost over a month of it, and it like I had to go outside earlier, and now I'm having a minor asthma attack thing. So yeah, my throat is getting really itchy, and I don't want to like force like reading when that's going on. But I think this is a good stopping point, right? We got communications established, and as I suspected, it was the Mandasura Throng, which is actually kind of good because we don't have to waste influence conquering their systems. And they, for whatever reason, I know their origin. It's a little bit cheaty because I know most of the aliens are going to be on this map, and I don't have to like react to things. But they have a ring world origin, which is great for us, but terrible for them. It's great for us because the AI is garbage at any of the ring world like expansion or anything. But you know, it's good for like. It's bad for them because of that, but it's good for us because we're gonna get a free ring world when we conquer these dummies. So let's see. Thanks to our efforts, and furtive is a great word, by the way. That's that word pops up all the time in H.P. Lovecraft. I don't know why. He must have like torn that page out of a thesaurus and got it tattooed on his stomach. He's constantly using the word furtive. He's just got such a I don't know. I was gonna say something dumb like, "Oh, if he could marry Ferd, if he would," but then I realized that sounded like a child. So we're not gonna go that direction. Anyway, we were able to secure enough data for our linguists to translate the language used by the beta aliens. While our mastery of their language may not be complete, we have managed to successfully open diplomatic channels with a civilization we now know to be the Mandasura Throng. We're also able to analyze the technical data we copied over from them and found out some novel new approaches to organizational problems that had not occurred to our researchers before now on the screen. Wow, so we get free research out of that. Awesome. And some free influence. And so yeah, they're a devouring swarm, which would normally be scary, but I don't know. When they have this origin, they usually are not as scary. So we sent, and plus I won't feel bad killing them or anything. Like it makes sense for us to kill them as soon as possible, as fast as possible. We are going to rush in there and just start wrecking. So we sense the presence of prey. Prey, know that we are your hunters. The biomass of the Yokahan species will fuel the growth of the Bandasura Throng. Struggle if you must. It will not change the outcome. Keep out of our way, or we will make you. We shall prepare for hostilities. Has 33% spy network growth on them. There's zero reason not to take this against a devouring swarm. The news is broke. Intelligent life, for the first time, with mixed feelings. This confirms what we long suspected, that we're not alone. For each new alien species we encounter represents both an opportunity and a threat. We must be wary. These particular Xenos have a level of technology similar to our own, indicating that we achieved spaceflight at roughly the same time. Our first contact is done. Cool. That is, that's going to be the end of this episode, I think. I would go a little bit longer, but just kind of forcing myself to do that doesn't make sense when my throat is getting really itchy. I'm just going to start coughing, and it'll be a bad time. So I'm going to call it here. And you know, look forward to next week, y'all. The other reason I'm cutting a little short is we've got some deadlines coming up. I really want to finish those two competition maps for City Skylines. So I need to work on those today, and I don't have all day to record Stellaris. So unfortunately, this series is going to have to make way for the ones that have solid deadlines. But you know, after the end of April, both those contests are done, so we'll probably be getting back to Stellaris pretty hard. So look forward to that, and thanks for tuning in. Thanks, y'all, and yeah, this is it. Bye.